Time. God damn it.
I hear you now.
Ah,
The song. Yeah.
God damn it. I forgot to hit share.
Oh,
Fucking rookie.
I'll do it again. We do it again. I don't care. That's cool.
Sure. Let's do it again.
Welcome to the Sean and Geek, SeanGeek and FastFret podcast.
Yeah, you got it, folks. It's me again with a little attitude for all you out here in White Bread Land. Let's see, we're on 92 FM tonight. It feels like a nice, clean little band so far. No one else is using it. The price is right.
Did you find your crusty, Dave?
This is bigger than friendship. This is what you call cosmic. Yeah. The Buddhists call it, let me see, reincarnation.
Hey, wait a minute. Since when is Pismo Beach inside a cave? I wonder, I just think we should have turned left at Albuquerque. And maybe a right turn at La Jolla.
Shush! Hush, please!
That's the theme. Everyone always skips the theme. They hit forward 30 seconds twice and then, they don't hear the song. But I'm curious what you think of it.
I think it's very cool. It's this kind of pop culture sound collage. I think at the beginning, is that one of your kids at the beginning there?
Yes, yes, that's Abby at the beginning. Yeah,
yeah. It reminds me of the beginning of. I'm thinking. I don't know why. I think the beginning of God of Thunder when you hear those two kids.
Right on.
Yeah,
probably unintentionally the reason for it.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. I like the little groovy downbeat on it and everything. It's awesome.
So Todd, tell Heath the story of that song.
The story?
Yeah, how did this song come about? Do you remember
the playing portion of it? Well,
yeah.
I mean the playing portion of it. Sean and I were in a band with our dad and Ray played keyboards, and Sean was playing drums and singing. So every time we would go jam, we'd warm up, and whatever we did would never be the same. It would always be something different, and this was one of them. And it's kind of like a slow progression coming up with with his keyboards and just kind of ramping up, and then I come in with the guitar and Sean's doing his drum thing, and it just it was pretty cool. I used to record everything on a Zoom. Was it H1?
Yeah,
like the H1, I think, yeah,
like one of the original ones. And the sound, it was like, wow, that sounds pretty good. Because we used to record when we used to play, we'd have like just one of those radios, and it had the microphone was like the size of a pinhole.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't really get good sound of it. But so when we had this, we're like, oh, this is pretty good. So when you actually hear it through your headphones, just with the H1, without going, like, I'm not going through a mixer or there's no anything. It's just straight.
Yeah.
It gives a half decent sound. So yeah.
Yeah. No, I love it. I think it's really cool. I love it that you guys, we talked about it the one time, Todd, when you were, maybe when both of you guys were on the School of Hip, but, we talked about how you guys had a family band thing going on. I think that's so cool. You played with your dad, and yeah, that's really cool. I had a couple guys I grew up with too, and their dad was an awesome country musician actually, and yeah, and they used to play with their dad too, and I think that's an enviable thing, man. That's such a cool thing that you guys got to do that.
Any weekend, a song could break out at any time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was great.
Oh, here we go. We start.
nice.
But I
Yeah.
think
And we
I
talked
think a
about the
lot.
kitchen. You talked about the kitchen parties. I know Todd,
Parties.
you talked about them. Yeah, like how cool.
Yeah, that's you know what, and I don't think Todd and I would have ever played together, like unless Dad made it happen. Because Todd and I are like the fact that we can put a podcast out is actually amazing because we're horrible schedulers, both of us. You know,
Yeah,
like and kind of the reason the podcast exists is to force us to talk, like to
Yeah.
actually plan to get together because like, oh, there's pressure, we got to release an episode. And like we don't record on the same night ever or
yeah,
anything like that. Well, like we don't do like all the other podcasts do. We're very disorganized.
yeah.
So when we did the band thing, it was Dad was like, all right, there's practice Wednesday. I think it was usually Wednesdays or
Yeah.
Thursdays. I can't remember.
You come and
Yeah.
pick me up.
Yeah, he'd
Or
come pick you
depending.
up.
Well, it depends what band we were in. If it was band with Bane, the classic Embers, he was just down the street, so I could just pretty much
Yeah.
almost walk there. Whereas when it was over at Ray's out in Transcona, he would come and pick me up, and
Yep.
then we'd head out. So
Yeah. So
I
you
never
guys
did.
obviously do the rock band thing, and you're into the hard rock and stuff. Like, what did you do that same thing with your dad? Like, was your dad into that too, or was it different with him? Like, what kind of stuff did you play with your dad?
that was more classic rock type stuff.
Okay.
The Eagles and the Doobies and
All right. Yeah.
that
Oh,
type
yeah.
of stuff. Mellencamp and just
Nice.
easier listening stuff. Whereas growing up, Sean and I, well, I mean, Kiss and Rush,
Van
and
Halen.
Yeah.
Van Halen, and I mean the Headpins. There was
Sure.
Chilliwack, Triumph. Like there was
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah. It was a pretty
Kim Mitchell.
it was a hip mix. Kim Mitchell.
We'd always
yeah.
do Kim Mitchell, Lager
Kim.
Nail.
Lager Nail's such a fun song to play
It's
for a
awesome.
drummer. Oh man,
It's awesome.
it is.
And we did Lager and Ale. We'd do like Tush, ZZ
Nice.
Top.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
man.
love that early ZZ Top. So good.
So good. It's so good.
more bluesy.
Beer
Yeah.
drinkers and hellraisers, man. I
Mhm.
love that.
Okay, so here's I'm totally off the cuff here. I know we're going to talk about. I did a lot of research for tonight's episode, so we'll get there in a second. But there was this discussion online. I think maybe it was on And the Podcast Will Rock or one of someone in the podcast family. We're talking about favorite live albums, and there were some names that were thrown around, and I know everyone's talking, but I'm like, and I kept shouting at my phone, going, no, 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 what about? And I kept saying that side A of that ZZ Top album. I don't know if it's Fandango or Tres Hombres.
It's
Yeah, but there's
Fandango.
Fandango. So like one half of the record is live, and the
Yeah.
second half is studio tracks. To me, that is my favorite live. It's better than Kiss for me. I love Kiss. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but the magic they capture on that half of that album is it's perfect.
I gotta go listen to it again. I haven't listened in a long time. I always listen to the the new tracks on it, and Tush being one of those. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, sure, yeah,
like yeah. But I love that. I should listen to the live side too. You know what? It's funny. I kind of, not that the ZZ Top is a new one though, but I don't give live albums the chance I should anymore. Like I don't.
No.
I've got my mainstay live albums that I've kind of
Yep.
listened to all my life, and then I don't really give live albums a shot anymore. Now actually I'm going to be doing the Tragically Hip live album because I am in a Tragically Hip
Yeah.
podcast now. I have to say I've only briefly listened to that album because I never gave live albums a shot after a certain point in my life for some reason. So yeah.
What about you, Todd? Like where do live albums fall with you? See, this is
My top-
already a better discussion than other podcasts where we can't remember the name of. No, I'm just kidding. Always got to take shots.
There's 2 live albums that really influenced me. One was the Eagles Live, which
Awesome.
it
Love
showed their travel cases all in red, and it said Eagles on, type of thing. Double album, and also Exit Stage Left by Rush.
That
Another
was not mentioned, and
Oh.
I kept shouting, "Why was that one not being mentioned?" Because
Another double live album.
Is that the first one? Is that the first live album by Rush or the second?
the first one,
I
Exit
would
Stage
think
Left,
it's
is the first one.
Yeah.
It's
Show of Hands, I think, is the second one, which was done in the 90s, late 80s.
I thought they had one in between. Like I thought they had one that kind of marks the first albums, like the first 3 album cycle, and then they had one like.
Well, if there is now, I want to hear it. I got to look it up because I'm.
Oh no, that was.
For me, I'm a huge. I could talk about live albums. Yeah, I love. My sentimental favorite will always be Kiss Alive. And it's such a great record. I don't care if it's not really live or whatever. It's awesome. It captures their live vibe. And then I'm a Who fan. Like I love Live at Leeds. Sure. If I had to be put on my critics hat, I think that's probably the best live album.
Whoa, you might be right here. So there's Exit Stage Left and All the World's a Stage?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. And came after the Tom Sawyer cycle, right? Like
Oh yeah, it's got like Fly By Night, In the Mood, Anthem, Lakeside. I love Lakeside Park. I know a lot of people don't. I don't care. In the End's on there, which holy shit, I did not know this thing existed. It's got 2112 Overture, Temple of Syrinx Presentation, Soliloquy, and Grand Finale. It's got Bytor and the Snow Dog.
Yeah,
Working Man, Finding My. Oh man,
that's got to be on YouTube.
I didn't even know that existed.
Wow.
One of them has Bastille Day, right? I thought. I should be.
Yeah. This one starts with
I love Bastille Day. That's such a great song. Talk about a forgotten Rush song, but oh my God, that's good.
I kind of feel like the first 2 albums kind of get overlooked often, and so like getting some of those tracks from like the first 2 albums is I don't know. I just not rediscovered, but this is my recording studio / podcast studio. I actually dug out all my old tapes and all my old CDs, and like I put them out because at a certain point it was an embarrassment to have CDs out, sort of like people were putting them away and stuff. It was like a trend. Why do you get your CDs out? Like just, and I'm like, no. So I decided I actually built something into the wall to get the CDs, and I got my cassettes, and I found my Exit Stage Left. I found my Fly By Night. I found my Show of Hands, Rush Live Show of Hands. Yeah, it was like the 90s, late 80s, whatever.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah,
because that's when Neil was doing those weird solos with all the sound effects.
Electronic.
Yeah,
the electronic sound effects, which is cool. Eric Carr did the same thing on Live 3, I think.
Live 3, that was Eric Singer.
Oh no,
right?
say Eric Singer. Sorry, yeah.
But Eric Carr. There's that Animalized thing. It came on MTV and everything, and it was Kiss, Animalized, Uncensored, or something like that. Yeah, and I think that's maybe what you're thinking of, because I remember that. Yeah, I love Eric Carr.
I saw them on Hot in the Shade tour when I was living in Montreal. And
nice.
I'm sorry, Eric. In the 80s, Eric was my guy. Like that was my guy, and I think a lot of the reason he was my guy was the same reason that Ace and Peter were my guys.
Yeah,
because they weren't the front people; they were the people, kind of the underdogs. The
glue.
Like what's that?
The glue.
The glue, yeah. But I mean, I hate to say it, and I've said it before. Now I keep putting my foot in my mouth about it, but I feel that Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons are good songwriters. But when you insert Peter Criss and Ace Frehley into their songs, suddenly these good songs become great songs.
Oh, for sure.
They're just good songs without the two of them. And they kind of don't get the credit for that. It's like, well, Paul Stanley wrote the song. Yeah, but he wrote a song. Like the arrangement of it.
Yeah.
Ace is very technically sound.
Yeah. And everybody... Yeah, everybody shits on Peter Criss as a drummer too, but those great, early man. He is like those. I mean, he lost it eventually, but those like I saw them on the reunion tour and stuff, and he just wasn't. He was he was the weak link. But those early records, man, like he's like the first 6 studio
Mhm.
records or whatever. He's playing
Sure.
is amazing, you know. And it wasn't just fake either. It wasn't like they try to
Mhm.
make it out, oh, he sucked and they fixed him in the studio. If you
No
see
way,
like
man.
what are some of those live, like the Midnight Special and some of those things you could
Yeah.
see,
Yeah, yeah.
and he's playing his balls off and he's great, you know.
Did you know, and Todd might know this, so on a live, the only thing that's live on live is the drums all the way through.
Oh, really? I thought that they didn't
And
fix that. Wow.
and Peter's vocals.
Peter was such a great vocalist.
Hmm.
I hate the
Todd, did
Gina
you know that?
Paul.
Did you know that, Todd?
I mean, I've only ever heard him that, but I mean, his well-known song, Beth, when he sings it, and he's a great singer. I mean, just going back to when you were saying Alive, actually,
Yeah.
one of the live albums, that was probably the third one that was very significant because that was the one that Randy had that
Yes.
we had borrowed the record, but um, yeah, no.
I hate it that Gene and Paul have to constantly shit on those guys, you know? Like even after Ace Frehley's died, Gene still had to take a little dig at him. I don't know if you guys saw that. This is back a month or so ago now, but and then you know you'd think that they'd be like, okay, we lost the guy here, and let's put all this animosity and bad blood behind us.
No.
But then Gene's like trashing on Peter again, just for no particular reason recently, and you know like
Mhm.
diminishing all Peter's accomplishments and stuff. It's like why do you do that? Like just rise above it, man. Even if you do have these thoughts, why you know Peter just came out with a solo album, you know, why shit on him at this time, you know, after you guys got your award at the Kennedy Center and all that, like why do that? But yeah, it's one of the tough things about being a Kiss fan.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I was praising Gene recently, like for his songwriting and stuff. But then,
Mhm.
you know, again, like good songwriter, but not great, you know. And that whole
I
thing
think they're
where
better than they get credit for. Like they've written some
oh, I
great
agree
songs.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. My Sister's a Raft is great. Eskimo Summer. Oh,
One of those you were talking about. One of those turned into the song that you guys did yesterday on
yeah.
The Elder,
Yeah,
right?
only you came from
Yeah.
Eskimo Sun,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
was when he was in Bullfrog Beer or whatever that name
Weird.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right though. Like, even if they are the two primary songwriters, yeah. Like, I mean, the way chemistry means so much. Like, I'm a big fan of The Who. I'm a big fan of Led Zeppelin, and chemistry means so much in those albums. You know, like The Who. Once Keith Moon was gone, they became a drastically different band. You know, like they're
Oh
just
yeah.
not the same anymore. Like, I mean, yeah, chemistry is everything, and but Pete Townsend's the driving genius songwriter
Yeah.
force, but
Yeah.
he needs those other guys to make the
Oh,
Who
for sure.
the Who. You know,
Well, it's like shit, what was it that came up? It was I forgot what I was gonna say now. God damn it.
The Who, I was listening to Eminence
It'll
Front.
come back to me.
It's one of
I
my
love Eminence Front.
It's and when I think what really brought it out was it was that GM commercial. I think it was there were and it was like, oh my god, what song is that? And like, what's the BPM for that? So
Yeah,
then I was
totally.
listening to the live version of it, and I mean, he's just shredding on the guitar there at the very beginning. It's like, wow, that's
Yeah. Oh, I love that song. It's one of those, and there was something they recorded without Keith Moon too. Like that's when Kenny Jones was in the band. Like Keith Moon would have played that way differently. Would have been a way different song. So it's good that he wasn't around for that because that song that's a perfect song. It almost sounds like a Pete Townsend solo tune, really, but it's a great one. Yeah.
Oh, you know what I was thinking? I've been watching. I've been in a Beatles, going down a Beatles rabbit hole, and watching all that stuff on Disney, like all the different Beatles
Me too.
documentaries, and watching Ringo's involvement and George Harrison's involvement. Like, yeah, it's Paul McCartney and John Lennon, right? Writing everything or writing the majority of everything, right?
Yeah.
But then you're watching, like when they got Ringo in, Ringo was the top drummer in the UK, the
Mhm.
top guy, and they wanted the top guy. They were considered not the top guys but Ringo was considered the top guy, so they get the top guy
Mhm.
in, and they didn't bring him in because they needed someone to keep a beat. They needed somebody who could steer, right?
Yeah.
And his beats are so inventive. He's never just playing. There's always something going on. He kind of gets mocked as, being the weakest Beatle by some
Yeah.
people, but not in my fucking book.
We get
Well,
hypnotized with all the cymbal stands and stuff doing this
Yeah.
as he's hitting, because everything's just falling over the place.
yeah. No, I mean Paul McCartney said that in interviews. He's saying that we became the Beatles when Ringo joined. Like they had their thing going on before, and
Yep.
they were, John and Paul always were the writers and stuff, and George Harrison hadn't even done any writing in those early days. And they were a good little unit with Pete Best and everything. But once they got Ringo in there,
Yeah.
everything just solidified. It's all chemistry, right? Same thing we're talking with Kiss and with Who. It's just like chemistry is such a rare thing in bands, and it even changes over the years too. Like when the four guys in Black Sabbath got back together,
Yep.
the dynamics had changed because at that point, like Ozzy was getting more money than the rest of them, right? And had a bigger, and things had changed, and the dynamic between him and Tony Iommi and Geezer Butler had changed a little bit. Like it's such a rare, beautiful thing when a chemistry is just so perfect between our artists, but then also it's a timing factor, I think, too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually switch singers, and then all of a sudden it's a whole new band, or it's a whole different band, or
Yeah.
Van Hagar.
Someone. Yeah.
Van Hagar. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. Has anybody heard or is going to the concert, the Rush concert with the new drummer?
I do not have tickets. I really, really want to check it out.
They're going to Calgary though?
No, I believe they're coming to Edmonton, but
Wait, Edmonton, but not Calgary. Interesting. Okay.
oh man, Edmonton gets way better shows than Calgary now. Calgary's got we need a new arena because we're losing out so much.
Isn't it like a sound thing? They're not allowed to have shows after a certain time, or
It's
some bylaw
that might be
or some
something to do.
bullshit.
Our big thing is the Saddle Dome, and they built it in 1984, I believe, 83, 84, and it's inventive at the time and everything, but it's shaped like a saddle, so it's got this sort of saddle shaped roof, which at the time must have been really cool. But now, like any bands of a certain caliber, they can't hang their rigs, their sound rig, and their lights and stuff from the ceiling because that stupid saddle shaped dip there. And everything's heavier than it used to be and stuff. Like the roof can't maintain it, right? So, like when somebody like Taylor Swift or somebody comes to town, they're not coming there.
With
Partly
12
because
semi trucks.
Yeah. Partly because the Saddle Dome can't maintain them anymore. Like that, we desperately need a new arena in Calgary. So, there was a short time there when Calgary was getting all the great shows Edmonton was getting, but it's changed. Like Edmonton gets them now because they've got better facilities.
Are you going to go see Triumph?
I don't have tickets. I'm appalled by the price of concert tickets these days. So actually, I resist a little, and then I kick myself afterwards. Like, I should have ponied up the money and go. I'd love to see Triumph, but not right now. But I'd sooner see Rush though.
Oh God,
with the new drummer, and she's fabulous too.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, our friends in Obscuria, they're flying to Toronto from Georgia to go see Rush.
Wow.
Because there's no shows around them, or there wasn't nothing listed at the time, so they snatched up those tickets and they're flying up.
Yeah.
It's like we can't fly to Toronto because it's too far. These guys are flying up from Georgia. Well, I mean they're flying into Canada, so it's like, well, it's fine, but I don't know. I guess we could fly to Minneapolis or wherever the hell they're playing.
Yeah, I don't want to go to the States. I don't want to go to the States.
No.
Hate to say it, but because I love going to the States, but yeah. Not now.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
You know what though? Canada's got if Canada wants to, truly boycott the States, and they should make it easier cheaper, more affordable to fly within Canada,
Yes.
Like, fact is, like, if I wanted to go to the Maritimes, I'm paying way more than I would be to go to Mexico or probably even Europe. You know, it's ridiculous.
I will tell you a story. We tend to go to Portugal because that's where Sylvie's family's from. And we were actually price comparing tickets to go to Portugal
Yeah.
and to go to Moncton. And the when we had looked, I think the price was $200 difference. So Moncton was $200 cheaper.
Yeah.
But when we go to Portugal, everything's cheap. Groceries, restaurants. We don't have to pay for lodging there because her parents never sold their house when they moved to Canada. They never sold their house. So they still have a house there. So it's like, I don't know. It's like it's so much cheaper to go to Portugal than Moncton, which makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, it's kind of maddening.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I don't like it at all.
Especially in this day when we should be trying to, you know, if you want people to travel within Canada, it should be more affordable. And you know, and even there's a political reason now why we don't want to. We'd rather have people stay here or travel anywhere else in the States, right? But they make it. I mean, I could fly to Vegas tomorrow for $100 or something, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
no, but it's true. I always thought, Bud, I'm curious on your thoughts on this one. So, what if Canada does the thing where they take all the flights? So they basically somehow, because the government would have to do something, and not the airlines, because the airlines are greedy, but where they just level it off where every flight to every city is the same, as long as it's a direct flight. So, you know, Winnipeg to Vancouver, or Winnipeg to Toronto, or Winnipeg to Montreal, as long as it's a direct flight, same price. Now, the people who get the cheap flights to Calgary would have to pay more, and the people who get the cheap flights to Toronto would have to pay more, but they would even out the pricing. So the price is always whatever, $500 a ticket, done. Across the board, everything's the same price. Just level it out. I think it's important to to promote tourism, because the thing is, when you get to those towns, you're going to spend a shit ton of money, but you're not going to spend a shit ton of money if you can't afford to go. So it's like why can't you just do that?
Yeah. And why can the States make it more manageable that they can fly? You can fly around in the States, within the States, a lot cheaper. Same in Europe too. It's so easy to travel around, you know. Why Canadians make it so difficult?
We have a big geography, I understand, sure. But we're smarter than most, or we should be, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, I'm gonna play a clip here. And then you both have to identify what this clip is. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Welcome to Atlantic Grand Prix Wrestling.
Yes!
I found the original version of this song. I spent an hour trying to hunt this song down because I kept trying to on YouTube, and it was like all like. I found the song. They're called the Incredible Bongo Band, and this is the song they paid for to have as the theme song to Atlantic Grand Prix Wrestling. Let There Be Drums is the name of it.
I thought it was the beginning of Tarzan.
Of what? Tarzan?
No,
Tarzan.
Oh, Guitarzan.
It was on that was it Ali Oop album or one of those things.
Oh, right.
She goes, baby.
My dad had that on 8-track.
Hell yeah.
That's what it sounded like at the beginning.
Yeah, so it's called Let There Be Drums, did you say?
Let There Be Drums by the Incredible Bongo Band.
Because there was there's some famous surf drummer from back in the day, Sandy Denny or something like that. Didn't he have an album called Let There Be Drums? I wonder if that's the same.
Oh, I don't know.
A surf, like a surf. But I love that Atlantic Grand Prix, and I only just heard that recently too because I was doing my own research about Grand Prix wrestling for this, and I came
Yes,
across
hang
that
on, Sandy Nelson.
Sandy Nelson,
Okay, okay,
right?
let's listen. Let's see what this sounds like.
Oh, different.
Nice. So this is a cover of the original. I think this might be more the Atlantic Grand Prix wrestling theme.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Hey,
Yeah.
Sounds familiar for sure.
that's awesome though. That I only came across that recently. That Grand Prix thing, just kind of doing research, and that is a wicked kickoff to a wrestling show. The Stampede Wrestling beginning, it was like it was some kind of German, like traditional German oompa music or something. Like it's. Yeah, I'm not making it. It's better than I'm making it sound, but it's not as cool as what Atlantic
Okay,
Grand Prix
let's
had.
see if this is right here. I found something. That can't be it.
Nope.
Nope. Unless it's like later years.
No, not.
Oh, there's
one of the heels or what?
The Legend of Stampede Wrestling by Gagan Singh. Okay,
Oh, that's
I thought that's the wrestler, right? Gagan Singh?
no, but he's. I believe that he might be the guy who did the soundtrack for the documentary about Gama Singh. That
Okay.
it's on
Okay.
Crave. It's very good.
That's
But
awesome. So
if you can find the Stampede Wrestling theme anywhere, Stampede Wrestling theme song or something, like I don't know if it's a pain in the ass and you can't pull it up, that cool. But
Wasn't that the first time you
WWF
played?
in your house Canadian Stampede theme. No. Let's see if I can. Oh man, WCW. I cannot find it. I
that's all
probably
right.
have to do a better search probably.
It's the Stampede Wrestling theme song, though. It's like a German beer hall music. That's how I describe it. And they actually
Yeah.
found it there when I think the brothers were doing a tour of Germany or something in the 70s. Yeah,
I thought there was like a cassette tape left at the arena. Hey, what's this? Well, here's our theme music. So when we were growing up, Todd, do you ever watch like Stampede Wrestling at all? I don't think we had access to watch it, right?
I don't know. It was Stampede Wrestling. It was like Atlantic.
It was Atlantic, but I
Yeah,
think that's all we had. We had no option because I was hoping to get a wrestling historian here to explain territory system a bit. Todd and
Yeah,
I
I can do
touched on
that.
it before, but they would have like I guess it was like kind of blackouts in a way because you didn't want to know so and so was wrestling in Atlantic Grand Prix wrestling. You didn't want like you just wanted the dirt sheets to kind of tell you what was going on, but they didn't really want to share it outside of the region, television wise. Probably to keep secrecy and to keep mystery because the wrestlers would travel from territory to territory all the time. Is
Yeah.
that accurate or?
That's quite accurate. Yeah, that was the territory system, and guys would move from territory to territory too. And that was all through North America. They had the territory system. Like before Vince McMahon took over everything and turned it into this one big monolith that's the WWE. Yeah, there was the territory system, and so every region had its own sort of wrestling promotion, right? So Calgary had kind of dominated Western Canada with Stampede Wrestling. You had Atlantic Grand Prix. There was a Montreal Grand Prix as well. You
Montreal was
had
huge.
Winnipeg was sort of part of the Minneapolis thing with Vern Gagne and stuff.
Yeah.
You had Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, All Star Wrestling in Vancouver. You had Georgia Wrestling. You had the Poffos, the Randy Savage's family. They were in
Yep.
Kentucky. Yeah, it was just a ton of different territories, and they all sort of respected each other's boundaries. It was and there would be little turf wars and stuff, but until Vince McMahon came along and respected nobody and just sort of mowed everybody down and took their talents and took over their TV spots and stuff. Yeah, like every region um, had its own territory, its own TV spots on cable, and there was the odd time when Stampede Wrestling might get aired elsewhere, but I mean it was specifically in Calgary and Saskatchewan and everything that you could see it, and I believe you guys had the same thing in the Maritimes, right? With Grand Prix.
Well, I'm trying to remember too, because I think our grandfather Todd, he used to watch. I don't know if it was AWA. I know was it Ric Flair and he because we did get a feed from somewhere, but I can't remember
Ric Flair
like
was
where.
all over the place, but it might have been like
Yeah,
the southern. He was in the southern states a lot, right? Like that's where
yeah.
the NWA could kind of controlled things. Yeah,
See,
But I
when we
remember
grew up, we had three channels. Two were English and one was French.
yeah.
Our grandfather lived in Moncton, so anytime if we went there on a Saturday, my God, the
we had
morning
like seven
cartoons
channels.
were just like ridiculous. So he had more channels, especially for wrestling, because he just loved wrestling. He just watched
Yeah.
all the time. But as to which wrestling, I don't know if it was Atlantic. I didn't really pay attention to
Atlantic was the one
what.
that we were watching, but that's not what Pepil was watching. He was watching something else because all we had was the two channels, which had Atlantic Grand Prix, but he was watching something. It was American.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
did he have a satellite TV, or how did he get those other
No,
channels? Like,
Moncton had like
Cable.
cables, I
Yeah.
guess. So they had like maybe like 10 channels or
Yeah.
whatever it was.
We had
oh,
rabbit ears.
okay.
We had what?
We had rabbit ears.
We did have
Rabbit
rabbit
ears.
ears.
It was
Yeah.
whatever you could pick out of the air. That was our channels.
The thing you were saying though, Sean, yeah, because and this is I actually spoke to Ross Hart, one of the Hart brothers, about this just yesterday because I wanted to kind of bone up on my knowledge about Grand Prix wrestling because
Yeah.
I knew that they would share like the territories. They played nice, especially Grand Prix and Stampede really got
Oh
along
yeah.
well, and
Definitely those
they
two.
would have wrestlers would go back and forth every year, like the Cuban Assassin. And
Yeah.
he went
He was
back
a
and forth.
huge villain
Yeah,
for
he
us.
was apparently he was even
I
bigger.
hated that
Yeah,
guy.
he was bigger with you guys than he was with us because for
Oh, he
us he
was
became after
huge.
a while a jobber. Yeah, and
Oh, he was, yeah, he
uh,
definitely wasn't a jobber on our end
no, I know
at
he was
all.
huge
No,
with
he
you
was
guys.
huge.
I actually don't know why he didn't live there permanently because he was bigger in the Maritimes than he was in Calgary. He was big here too, and he's
I
loved and
remember him
everything.
cutting open Leo Burke and I was like, son of a bitch. Leo Burke
Leo
was a
Burke's
huge
another guy.
face.
The
Leo
combat.
Burke is another guy that went back and forth all the time, and
Yeah,
then
I didn't,
then
and I
you'd have
didn't know that
guys.
till today. I was
Yeah,
looking at that today, and he's wrestling Bret Hart. I'm like, what the hell? This was a
yeah,
thing?
yeah. Oh
I was
yeah.
so shocked.
There'd be guys that would, and sometimes like somebody might be a heel in one territory, but then they'd be a baby face in the other territory, right? So you like Calgary fans, if they were suddenly to see the Atlantic Grand Prix, and then they saw somebody that was a hero in their turf go be a shithead in your turf, they'd be like, "What the
Yeah,
hell's this?" It'd
yeah,
rock
yeah,
their world, you know. Why's Leo Burke acting like such an asshole
yeah.
suddenly? Leo Burke's a hero. Why is he in Calgary busting open Bret Hart's head? Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
yeah, and that's what it was.
I,
So
I,
that's
s-
another
I s-
reason that people respected the turfs. Like actually, everybody
but
remembers
it gave you
WrestleMania
longevity,
3.
though. It gave you longevity
Yep.
as
Yeah,
a wrestler.
especially in the territory areas cuz yeah, if it was all about staying fresh, right? So if you wrestled, no, it doesn't matter if you're Andre the Giant. If you wrestle in one area, you're not so special anymore. Like the first couple months you're there, it's amazing to have Abdullah the Butcher there, right? But a year from now, Abdullah the Butcher is not quite as big a deal as he used to be, right? So back in the territory days, these guys they'd go from territory to territory, keep it fresh, be maybe 6, 8 months in one place, then go to the next place and just keep their vibe fresh. And then maybe every 2 years, Abdullah the Butcher would come back to a different territory or Sweet Daddy
But
Siki or whatever.
but what I liked about that is that like you watch WWE and they have 17 belts.
Yeah.
or whatever. And it's like, and none of them mean anything, right? But
No, not at all
there
anymore.
was a belt in Grand Prix. I think there was like a welterweight belt as well, or like a intercontinental champion sort of belt, right? So they would have like the main belt, and they would have the lower belt for like the B's and the C's
Hmm.
of the wrestling, and that was it. So I think as a wrestler, you can be a champion in multiple different places, and people don't get tired of you. Now it's like I'm tired of Roman Reigns. He was a champion
Yeah.
for, like for so long, and it's like but it doesn't mean anything.
No,
Like
I don't
it
watch
has
modern wrestling that much anymore. Like I don't. Every once in a while, there's somebody that attracts me, and I'll watch it for a bit. But I just don't. It's a different vibe today. Like I don't. It's all overly scripted. It's all, and clearly so. You know.
oh yeah,
Um, but even when wrestling became like huge,
like in the
WWE
80s.
WWE huge, and it was in everybody's on Saturday Night Main Event and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There was still remnants of the territory stuff. Like you remember
Yeah,
WrestleMania
there
3,
was,
and it
yeah.
was such a big deal that somebody
Yeah.
had slammed Andre the Giant because nobody had
Yeah.
ever slammed Andre the Giant before.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. Lots of people slammed Andre the Giant before
Oh yeah.
that, including Hulk Hogan, actually.
Yep. Yep.
But you would have had to the only like somebody living in say Georgia or Minneapolis or wherever it happened would have known that, right? So
Right.
most of the world think this is the first time Andre
Yeah.
the Giant's ever been slammed and Hulk Hogan slamming him. It's like so in the territory days that was really protected though. You wouldn't know that. You wouldn't like the Von Erich brothers, for example. They were actually wrestled heel apparently in some territories, right? And they were the
Oh,
most
interesting.
beloved guys in Texas.
Oh yeah.
But they'd wrestle other places, at least David Von Erich, and he was like
They
a
were
villain.
they were
you
Hulk
know?
Hogan level down south.
Yeah, they were
They were
huge.
huge.
Yeah,
How do you
yeah.
know the Von Erichs at all?
It sounds familiar, but that's not the real names, is it?
No. But everyone knows them as the Von Erichs, but the real name was Adkinson. They were just Texas
less
boys,
exciting.
basically. Yeah,
Mr.
they were
P.
just Texas boys. But back
But
back in the 50s though, the father, Fritz Von Erich, he rebranded himself as a Nazi because they always, whatever
Yeah.
whatever the bad guy is, the international bad guy of the day is, sort of thing. Wrestling will
Yep.
jump all over that, right? So there was lots of Nazis back in the 50s
Oh, yeah.
and 60s and right into the 70s, and Fritz Von Erich was one of them. But then he starts up his own wrestling promotion in Texas, and he has these three super handsome Adonis boys that are like all the women love them, and women are coming to wrestling for the first time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So then Fritz Von Erich, even though he's still got the Von Erich name, turns into the good guy. Then he kind of had this preacher Bible sort of thing almost at that point there, and the Von Erichs were the great heels or the great baby faces.
So, but I think okay. So the Von Erichs. There's a movie called The Iron Claw.
Awesome.
It's on Prime. I think it's on Prime. You got
Yeah.
to see it. So it's a story about the Von Erichs. It's got, oh my God, who's the actor that's in it?
Um, yeah,
Pretty-
God, I'm
Pretty
blanking on
boy
these two.
from Baywatch, from the new Baywatch.
Oh God, I should know this. My daughter was in love with this man.
He's from
oh,
High School
God.
High School Musical.
Yeah. Oh God, what's his name?
I'm looking it up here.
See, I watch a lot of the Dark Side of the Ring. Like I've been
Oh,
watching a
Zac
lot of
Efron.
those.
Zac Efron.
Zac Efron. Yeah,
And then Jeremy Allen White from The Bear.
yeah. So you watch those Dark Side of the Rings, hey?
Yeah, I've watched quite a few of them. Yeah, that they're pretty interesting.
There's
They
one
are.
on the Von Erichs for sure.
Yeah, I may have even seen it. I've pretty much watched all of them multiple times.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They gloss over things, but I mean they have to. It's an hour show and they have to gloss over things and they have to
Yep.
make it all soundbitey and stuff. But they, they're it's a pretty quality show. I think they're kind of getting a little. They've tapped some of the major stuff and now they're kind of
Yeah.
going to the dregs a little bit. Although last
And
season I saw a couple that I liked, but yeah.
Yeah, there was only about a couple last season that were okay. But I
Yeah.
think sometimes it's like, well, is that really like Big Van Vader? Like, was that really a Dark Side of the Ring? You know,
Well,
like I mean,
I
it
I,
was. I
I
mean, it
like that
wasn't at the
one.
level of the Von Erichs or whatever,
No,
but I mean, I don't know.
they had the better stuff earlier, right? Because it was all untapped,
Yeah,
so they got
sure.
to do the two-parter on Benoit. They had
Yeah.
the screw job in Montreal. They had I think the first episode was the death of Bruiser Brody, which was amazing.
Oh,
Like
yeah. That's it. You remember that one, Todd?
Bruiser Brody?
Yeah, he was killed
Puerto
in
Rico.
somewhere down south Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
He was actually stabbed.
yeah,
Mhm.
and there was a big cover up there, and yeah. I hope I'm not jumping all over the place for you guys here for all
No,
the
this is
wrestling
great.
stuff. We talk wrestling, and I go crazy, you know.
Do you
But
watch any? You watch any of the local stuff now? Like now that you've gone from Stampede Wrestling,
I should have made a left turn at Albuquerque.
See, that's this.
like once you go to Stampede and you go to WWF or WWE and you just kind of go back, can you ever go back to local wrestling?
to a degree, yeah. Like there's a couple. Actually, Bret Hart's kids have a wrestling promotion called Dungeon Wrestling, and they're actually most of the time they do it in the old Victoria Pavilion on the Stampede grounds, which is where Stampede Wrestling used to be held. They don't have TV, so
Oh,
and
okay.
and they only come like once every 2 months or something, right? So, but I've gone enough times now, and it's pretty quality. And I've gone enough times now that you kind of get to know who the bad guys are, who the good guys are. There's
Okay.
kind of a storyline you follow and stuff. You can't. It's not as immediate as it was back in the day when it was on TV every week, and so you're following it just like a soap opera.
Yeah.
And then when you go see it live, you know exactly who's what and who's doing what and who's cheated who, and you know. But it's yeah, they put on a pretty good show. And then there's another one that I haven't been to see. I feel bad that I'm forgetting the name now, but there's
But
a
it's
couple
Calgary
independent.
as well.
Yeah, yeah. There's a couple independent promotions that are both pretty, pretty good. But it's hard to match like the glory days of Stampede Wrestling and all
Oh,
and the and Grand Prix and all the great territories back in the day. You know.
Yeah, there's a few in Winnipeg. Like they just had a big event. I don't know, was it like Centennial or maybe it was at the Burton Cummings Theater or something. And but the hype for it, like you know what? They did everything right. It was advertised. It was on like on the radio. There was ads that were showing up in your Facebook feeds, Instagram feeds. It was showing up everywhere.
Did
Yeah.
AEW?
No, no, not that one. It was I think it's PCW, I think that's what it's called.
Hmm.
But AEW is coming to Winnipeg again without Jericho, which is interesting.
Yeah, because he's gone. I think he's jumped back to WWE, hasn't he?
Well, it's not
Or is that still up in the
official,
air?
but it's not. But right now he's doing
Seems
a
like it's
TV
gonna
show.
happen.
Yeah, he's doing a TV show right now that he's not allowed to really do anything else.
Oh,
So, and it's an Apple TV show
oh, I've never
with
seen
like
it. Okay.
some big. Well, it's not out yet. It's coming out in March or April or something.
Oh,
So he's got to finish that before he's allowed to do anything else.
sure.
So there was rumor that he was going to be at the Royal Rumble or something, but that didn't happen. So
Yeah. Sorry, I got my daughter coming into my view here.
well,
Yeah, yeah, I think he's supposed to. I mean, it seems to me like it's a given that he's gonna. I don't know. I think AEW started off really strong, but it seems like they've kind of gone down a little bit. And maybe I'm talking out of my ass because I haven't watched it in a while. But there was 2 summers that they came to Calgary. They came for.
Yeah.
They brought like the Owen Hart Memorial Cup or whatever they did, and they
Oh,
did it
yeah.
one summer, and it was packed, and it was really good.
yeah.
And then they did it the second year, and I was at that too. And they just didn't bring like they didn't bring their top stars basically. Like it was all and it was sort of like they shortchanged Calgary. I mean Jericho was there, but there was a lot of some of the top stars. They would tease it on the big screen that this is happening, but it's like, well, why aren't they here for this match, right? So yeah.
I don't think there's probably part of the contracts that AEW has, like with the bigger talent, that they're only going to travel so much. They're only going to
Probably.
do many shows. Like they'll do TV, but they'll do TV if it's in the same city all the time, right?
Yeah.
There's probably like limitations like that contract wise, because I mean, apparently the contracts at AEW are great in terms of freedom. Yeah, because they
Yeah.
can still wrestle in independence at the same time if they want. Like there's nothing holds them back from doing that. But in
Hmm.
WWE, you work there and that's it.
Yeah. Much more restrictive. Yeah. You're locked down until they fire you or something.
Yeah.
But one thing I wanted to say, like, because I know I'm jumping around a lot, but so you guys had Grand Prix wrestling and I had Stampede wrestling, and they really, and all the territories did this to a certain extent, but it seemed like they had a really good relationship. Stampede, well, Ross Hart told me that Stu Hart, who's the patriarch over
Yep.
in Calgary, and Emile Dupree, who was the guy in
Yep.
who ran Grand Prix,
Who lived down
they
the street from Uncle Juno.
yeah, is that I think you were
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
that. Yeah.
And it's like I was
They shared guys. They shared guys back and forth, like the Cuban Assassin, Leo Burke,
Yep.
Dr. D, David
Sweet.
Schultz
Did you
came at
guys
one
have
point.
Sweet Daddy Siki?
Yep. We
You
did.
did? Okay, yeah, he was huge on our end.
Yep. Yeah, he went back and forth a little bit. The Dynamite Kid came to you guys at one
Yeah.
point.
We had Andre the Giant came.
Oh yeah.
He
Yeah.
was there, and then of
Bulldog
course
Bob Brown,
Oh,
who was an asshole, yeah.
yeah, I have heard nothing good about him from anybody.
No, and his kid Kerry Brown, or not his kid, his nephew or something like that, who was actually a pretty good guy in Stampede. But yeah, and then you'd get guys like we had a guy, big fat dude, Muckin Singh, he was called.
Muckin Singh, yeah.
Muckin Singh, but he I think he wrestled in Grand Prix at one point as like Klondike Mike or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
a different name, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually pulled I pulled something earlier to see if like who we shared.
Bulldog Bob Brown,
yeah.
Bulldog Bar Brown.
stomping
Let's see.
all
So we had, so this is interesting. So this is what Atlantic Grand Prix Wrestling had for wrestlers, like international ones. So Macho Man and Lanny Poffo.
I know.
Right. So they were, but they were always, Leaping Lanny was the face. He was a huge face. And Randy was the heel.
Yeah.
And but we probably saw Macho Man not knowing who the hell he was at the time, because he wasn't Macho Man at the time. He was just Randy Poffo.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Did you know they were brothers, or did they disguise it that they were brothers?
I don't remember them ever saying they were brothers. So I think that was a hidden thing.
Okay.
Because they had different, like, I don't think, because it was Leaping Lanny Poffo, and I probably saw Macho Man, but I didn't know who he was. Like, I think they maybe had a different name, but like, here's other ones. Harley Race loved wrestling there because
Yes, he did.
Gatito the Lobster.
Yeah, he loved it.
Ric Flair, Andre the Giant, Rocky Johnson, The Rock's dad,
Yeah.
Dynamite Kid, Tony Atlas, Rick Martel, the model.
Yeah.
Rick
Yeah.
the model.
We got him in Stampede too when he was just a kid. Yeah.
And Roddy Piper, before he kind of made his name, wrestled there, and Lou Thez, Dory Funk Jr. But like the big ones from like, and I'm curious if you've heard these names. So for us, like Leo Burke was huge, so you know who that is.
Yeah.
But did you ever hear about Big Steven Pettipaw?
I do know the name, but I don't think he was, unless I'm an era that I'm not aware of. I don't think he was ever a Stampede guy. Unless I'm
No, he
mistaken.
wasn't.
Yeah.
He was from Shediac, so he was the guy we always rallied behind because that's where we lived. And he worked at the fire station in Shediac.
Yeah.
So you could actually go see him. So it was like crazy. But I remember I was like 6 years old, whatever it was. We had front row seats. It was me and Troy Boudreau.
Yeah.
We're sitting front row seats. Troy's like 3 years younger than me, whatever it was. So he's just a kid. I guess I was 6 or 7, so he's like 4 or 5. And we're there in the front row, and I'm like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. It's so cool. And then Steven Pettipaw is wrestling, I don't know who it was, Sweet Daddy Siki or whatever it was. And his head gets plastered into Troy's chair. We actually had to move out of the way so Steven Pettipaw's face could go through the chair. And let me tell you, Troy Boudreau never went to another match, as far as I know, after that, because he was terrified. And I thought it was the best thing ever. And then at the end of that match, at the end of the night, because they were fighting, I think Pettipaw was huge. and big guy too. He was like 275, 280, 6 foot something. But built. He actually had a physique. So anyway, at the end of the match, they're cheating, and he's getting double teamed or triple teamed, but they actually hurt him. And usually like someone's face gets cuts open, there's blood, but they're not selling it like you just got cut, you should sell it more. Like they weren't really selling it. Like, so it's like, what the hell? So, you don't think too much about it. But at the end of the match, Stephen Puddle was laid out in the middle of the ring, and then the EMTs come. And then two of them come, and a third one comes, and a fourth. And they're all, and we're sitting there front row, eyes agape, just like, what's going on? Did he die? Like, we didn't know what was going on, but I think he broke his leg or something.
Oh, really?
But that was like, holy, like, don't tell me wrestling's fake.
No, I hate when people say it's fake. Like it's and
like that.
Wrestlers hate this too, but I'm close enough to it that I hate when people say it's fake. It's
Scripted.
It's a work. It's like they in advance who's going to win, and it's not a competitive sport, but it's very much a sport. Like these guys get killed, man. They wind up in wheelchairs. They wind up in.
But then you hear it's like,
there's no way to fake it.
There's no way to fake it when
you throw somebody. Yeah.
Here's your beginning. Here's your end. Here's two high spots. Make up the rest as you go along.
Yep. Yeah, and that's something I hate. I don't like about the current wrestling now. It's scripted right to the everything. Is like they know exactly what they're going to do. They know exactly what they're going to say.
It's 5 minutes and 30-second match. You're going to do this move at 45 seconds. You're going to do that move at a minute and a half. Like the whole thing is scripted.
Nothing happens organically.
But it does protect the wrestlers. I'll give it that.
Yeah,
I mean, people still get hurt, but I'm assuming there's less injuries, maybe as a result. But then maybe I don't know. I can go watch.
People jump through tables and stuff now. They also take crazier risks these days.
Well, AEW, it's all about
wow factor.
Yeah, wow factor, and so you got some of those extreme wrestling idiots that like are landing on thumbtacks and all that kind of stuff, it's like, which I hate that kind of stuff, but because it cheapens the whole thing.
Stuff is like, nah, that's not my type of.
Also the characters too, like you mentioned, Roddy Piper, who had done his thing earlier on in the Maritimes there, and Ric Flair's another one, like, and Randy Savage is another one. These big personalities, but they were allowed to develop the personality. They were charismatic guys to begin with. They were good talkers to begin with. Like if they had a tight script that they had to follow, like they wouldn't have invented the characters they did, because these guys just got the mic. They had an idea about what they wanted to say, what they wanted to hype, who they were mad at, who they were friends with, and then they would just let it roll. And they developed these amazing characters based on that, right? Like that's how Roddy Piper became.
It was improv sketch.
Yeah,
and that's why Roddy was so great, like quick thinker, like
Bobby the Brain Heenan, even like all these great talkers, man. It's so funny,
Well, that guy's just a ham and egger.
Ham and egger, I love that.
I'm like, what does that even mean? Ham and egger.
Yeah, and Savage was another guy. But I gotta say, like, from what you're telling me, like, I love Ric Flair, man. We never got Ric Flair in Stampede Wrestling. And you guys, you did. You had the Savages. The Poffo family came there, because
we had Andre the Giant.
Yeah, well, we used to get Andre the Giant in Calgary too.
Okay.
But and Andre went everywhere in the 70s and early 80s until Vince
get some
controlled
lobster,
him.
boss. I get some lobster, boss.
But the fact that the Savage family was a Randy Savage family, they're like, I am the biggest mark for Randy Savage. I think he's in his prime, was one of the best, man. And you know why? It's because I guess, like, the Savages were sort of an outlaw promotion. Like, they had their own promotion in Kentucky, the Poffo family did, and they were running afoul of another promoter out there. I can't remember who, but so they were like an outlaw promotion. And so because of that, sort of, they were sharing talent with Grand Prix. So you get the early Randy Savage.
I think Emil Dupre probably wrestled down there, because he he was doing the circuits, right? Before he
Yeah.
started it. And he was making all these friendships, and he was always like he was never the top guy, but he was like kind of like a middle guy.
Yeah.
And there's a really good documentary I just watched on Emile Dupre that was
Oh, wow.
fantastic. Yeah. But he was like he wasn't necessarily a jobber, but he was a middle guy. He could shine talent, put a shine on talent. Like he was really good at, and he built a reputation. So when he started the promotion, it's like, oh, Emile's on the phone. Hey, I'm wondering if we could borrow a couple of your guys, like here's what, and he paid. He didn't keep any of the money. He made sure his talent was paid. He was one of
he was good
the
for that.
promoters that everybody wanted to work with, because there was no. So here's the thing that surprised me. So if you lend your wrestler to another territory, commonly you would get a cut of whatever they made. So you're going to lend out whatever. You're going to lend out Rick Martel to Stampede Wrestling or whatever. So the promotion he's with, the Montreal one, I can't remember what it's called. So they get a cut of what he gets paid in Stampede. Or if Ric Flair is wrestling in the Texas promotion or whatever, was it NWA? Sorry,
he was the NWA guy.
NWA.
Yeah.
So NWA would get a cut of that.
Yeah.
But when you wrestled in Grand Prix and you were a Grand Prix wrestling guy, and you wrestled elsewhere, he took nothing. He didn't charge for his wrestling school.
I've heard that too.
So that's,
and you know what?
That's nuts.
The other thing that people love going to Grand Prix for too, like Stampede Wrestling, the Stampede Wrestling territory, Western Canada, it's so vast, right? Like it was notorious for these long, harrowing ice road drives. Like if you're going from Saskatoon to Calgary or something like that, it was hard on the wrestlers after a while, right? And you're white knuckling it the whole way. Whereas in the Atlantic territories, so easy to drive around. Like
I'm gonna drive from Moncton to Fredericton.
Yeah,
like, and it's nothing.
It'd be nothing. So that was a very attractive thing about that territory too.
And it was always places to play, because they could literally set up anywhere.
Yeah,
apparently the setup was very simple.
Yeah. One thing about Atlantic though, it was or Grand Prix, it was seasonal, right? Like it was a spring summer promotion. In the winter, it shut down because apparently, I don't know, this is just what Ross told me, and I've never, so correct me if I'm
because I saw something about that today, so I'm curious what he says.
Well, he because it's smaller, they less arenas and stuff like that, and so the arenas that they have, only hockey in the wintertime. Like nobody wanted to see wrestling in these arenas. So basically Grand Prix would shut down in the winter, so they wouldn't have a promotion there. Yeah. So the wrestlers there would go other places at that time, because during hockey season nobody wanted to see wrestlers.
But imagine being in the Maritimes in the summer. Like, sure, sign me up.
Oh yeah.
There's lobster there and it's cheap.
Yeah.
Sign me up,
I know I need to go. But that was very attractive. No?
Yeah, it's not like that now. No, everything's expensive.
Even lobster.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's
a bummer.
Well, there's a whole bunch of reasons for it, but there used to be tax cuts for fishermen, and they didn't have to pay. Now all the fishermen, I think, are responsible for paying for the upkeep of all the wharfs. So everywhere they put their boats, before they didn't have to pay for any of that. It was a government thing. So they didn't have to pay for any of that. So now they're taxed up the wazoo. So everything just costs more money.
Oh, it's a drag.
Well, they charge you, people like we're driving up on the wharf, and they charge you
just to go on the wharf,
to go on the wharf. So I mean,
man.
They're getting money.
everyone wants their cut. But there was a lot of sharing. But Atlantic got some exclusive type people that, not exclusive, but people that Stampede didn't get. Like I would have loved to see Ric Flair. I wish Randy Savage would have come to Stampede back in the day.
Ric Flair back in like the 70s and 80s, man. Like
he was amazing.
There's nothing that cool. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, incredible. And so I was talking to Ross about this. There's I don't know if you guys would know who J.R. Foley was. Probably not.
No.
he was an English wrestler. He was an old, washed up English wrestler sort of thing, and he'd been a tough guy though. But he was like him and the Dynamite Kid, where he was the Dynamite Kid's manager and stuff.
Okay.
That's how I came to know him. He was like the number one
Manager.
heel manager back when I grew up, and he was just absolutely hated. But apparently before he came to Stampede Wrestling, because he came in '76 and just stayed for the rest of his life after that, became a manager. He was washed up as a wrestler, so he became a manager. But he had got the shit kicked out of him by the Poffos before he came to Calgary, actually. And I wondered, I thought maybe it happened in Grand Prix, but it didn't. It actually happened in Kentucky.
Was that not in your book? Did that sound
Yeah,
familiar?
it wasn't my book, because
Okay.
he was, even though he had big beer belly and spaghetti arms, and he wasn't like an intimidating looking guy, but he was tough as hell. And he was an old bastard, and he just took advantage of young people in the ring. So he was taking liberties with Randy and Lanny and being a
Oh,
prick to
yeah.
them.
Don't
So
do that.
so
That's
then
dumb.
Angelo, Randy, and Lanny, apparently they took him out back, and they had a pipe and everything, and they kicked the fuck out of him. And then
Oh, man.
he left after that. He came to Calgary, and that's where he spent the rest of his days. But super interesting character he was. Um he was this bizarre mix of, like, he had an Adolf Hitler mustache, but he was called J.R. Foley, so he was sort of that was because J.R. Ewing on Dallas was a big thing at the time. So he was sort of half J.R. Ewing, half Adolf Hitler. There was parts, and then in reality, he was like a drunken bum. But his whole, and he was a kind of $500,000 man too, or part $1 million man
Oh,
too,
yeah,
because
yeah.
apparently he had you know inherited all this money. So that was when he became a manager, and he was hilarious. His
Oh,
back and
man.
forth with our announcer Ed Whalen was
Yeah.
hilarious.
Well,
Yeah.
Ed Whalen was great. So
Yeah.
I discovered it later. Like I managed to see some Stampede later, much later, watching old matches and stuff. But I never got to see it till I moved to Winnipeg. Actually, that's when I watch a little bit of it. They had it
Yeah.
on TV here, and that's how I
Yeah.
discovered Don Callis. Because Don Callis, I think he did some Stampede, I think, but he was doing a lot of Winnipeg with
He
Tony
did a lot of
Condillo's
Winnipeg, as
promotion.
far as I know. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of
Another
cool.
legendary guy. But yeah. Well, that's cool. That's cool to talk about. But yeah, I wanted to bone up on my knowledge about Grand Prix and the relationship between Grand Prix and Stampede Wrestling. So actually, yesterday I had a great talk with one of the Hart brothers, Ross Hart. He's like an encyclopedia for that stuff, and he filled me in on a lot of that stuff and the relationship, and it's pretty cool.
That's who you need to have on your hip podcast.
Ross Hart. Well, I don't know if he's a music guy that much, but yeah,
I think it'd
I
be
don't know.
interesting. I mean, I'm sure he's got an opinion. He's a Canadian.
Sure.
You know, like,
Yeah, but
but
yeah,
so okay, I do want. There's a couple of other things I wanted to touch on.
sure.
I don't know what your time frame's like, but we've got our wheel of topics up here.
Okay.
So basically, it's an original concept. No other show has a wheel. Just our show. Our show's the only show
Of
with a
course,
wheel.
I've never heard of this before.
No. And it's a wheel of topics, and basically every time Todd and I share a Microsoft To Do, which is like a shopping list sort of thing that you share with your spouse, and go get peas. You add peas to your list, and it's on both of on your phones. So Todd and I share every time we have an idea for something to talk about. We keep adding to the list,
Yeah,
and there's a lot of stuff on this list now. A
it's a
lot.
cool idea.
So yeah, so it's because you don't if you plan for stuff, sometimes I don't think it works very well. I do like the randomness of a wheel. It's too bad other shows don't use our idea of using a wheel because I think I think you could build whole shows around it, but no one's doing
Nobody
it.
jumps on it. I don't get it.
No, no. So anyway, so I'm gonna spin.
Okay.
We're gonna see what comes up. If I want it to be something kind of appropriate. So there's 3 knuckleheads in this room, so I'm going to shuffle it 3 times. That's something only we do on our show too, by the way.
I've never heard of this before. This is completely unique.
Let's see. I don't know if I want to talk about this one. This is a Todd topic. Sugar shortage, new way of marketing. What does this mean, Todd? Oh, and is there a rant involved? Because there's usually a rant on the things that you add.
Sugar
This
shortage.
new way of marketing. That's all you got.
Are you sure that was from me? Because Corey is also on our
Okay, we're removing because I have no idea what it is.
yeah
Gone. Let's spin again.
Yeah.
It's
I like the wheel sound.
Corey, yeah, it's very original. Oh, yeah, what's this? I don't know, man. I'm doing it again. I don't like that one. It was chocolate bars. Like, what are we going to talk about? Chocolate bars? Whose idea was that? Oh, here we go. Good. Pass or go. Perfect. Pass or go. So pass or go is a new, I don't know, not a game. It's something that me and Todd just started up a few episodes ago, where we're going to play a song. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is.
Okay.
I'm going to play the song, and the idea is you're going to call a pass, you're going to call a go. So the idea is you're going to raise your hand when you're like, I can't fucking listen to this anymore. This fucking sucks.
Okay.
Or you got to stop the song because I got to know what this is. We got to talk about it.
Okay.
That's basically it. So it's trying to introduce people to songs that you probably haven't heard before.
All right.
That's the idea. And if people listening to the show want to add to this list, you can go to our Discord server, and there's a place called Pass or Go, and you can add songs in there. And I can guarantee you, Todd's probably not going to be on the Discord server too often. So he's probably not going to see the things you're adding on the list, or we could purposely tell Todd not to look at the pass or goes. And then, kind of go with that. So I'm taking this Atlantic Grand Prix Wrestling off, and I'm going to pass or go. Oh, yeah, this is what we're doing. Now, I'll be very impressed if either one of you know this song. I've already lost it. Here we go. This is a final track on an album. It was kind of put on. It's one of my favorite albums of all time. An artist that has won Grammys, that people agree he's a creative genius. So I'm going to play this song, and we'll see if you guys recognize what it is, who it is, and then you can pass or go going, this sucks. Raise your hand, we'll stop it, or we got to talk about this. What the hell is this?
Okay.
You ready?
Is that Flight of the Conchords?
That's a good call. That's a great call. I bet you Flight of the Conchords is inspired by this song, by this artist. Any guess, Todd?
It reminded me of Cheech and Chong's album when they're singing Basketball Jones.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to listen to it a little bit more and get to the chorus here?
Yeah.
It kind of sounded like Chicago at the beginning, but then once the singing started, no, that was out the window.
Okay, here we go.
That's right for the picking. I wouldn't do you like that. Saying could chicken. Cause only you got a thing that I just got to get with. I just got to get with you. And you know what we're gonna do. I think her name's Deborah. I wanna get with you. Only you.
I can't believe it's not Flight of the Conchords.
I know, right?
I think her name's Deborah.
Okay,
Is it Eagles of Death Metal?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, I'm gonna reread some of the lyrics because you might have missed some of it. These lyrics are absolutely hilarious. So
They are.
so I met you at J.C. Penney. I think your name tag said Jenny. I could step to you with a fresh pack of gum, and somehow I knew you were looking for some, oh no, like a fruit that's ripe for the picking. I wouldn't do you like that, Zenku chicken. So only you gotta
Lonely
think.
Planet. Lonely Planet.
No,
No?
you guys are never gonna get this. I heard
Weird
this and I'm
Al?
like, I have no idea who this is. And then
Weird
I
Al.
went and bought no. So anyway, so the chorus. This is the chorus. This is, I want to get with you, oh girl, and your sister. I think her name is Deborah. That's the chorus. Okay, so I'm gonna play another song by this guy.
Is it Nerd?
And-
Pharrell?
Nope. Oh, that's a great great guess, but no. I'm not gonna play. Let's see. Okay, this is another one of his songs. It's popular but less popular, and if you don't get that, then we'll play the big hit.
Oh, Beck!
Yes, sir.
Love this album. Guero.
Guero's great. So that was Beck.
Nice.
From Midnight Vultures, which is my favorite, one of my favorite albums of all time. Todd, do you know who Beck is? Not Jeff Beck,
No.
but you might know him for this song.
Yeah. That's so cool.
This was his other song.
Something's wrong, 'cause my mind is fading. And everywhere.
So here's the thing to know. Beck is the single sole songwriter on everything he does. Also plays all the instruments.
He's amazing.
When he did Midnight Vultures, he was trying to go for a 70s funk, James Brown, via Prince, the Commodores. And I don't know if I saw a couple of concerts from Midnight Vultures era, and he was doing the whole James Brown. He dropped to a knee. Someone would drape him with a cape over him, and then he would flip the cape off and dance. And he was doing all the James Brown footwork and stuff and dancing, and the whole sound was that 70s like sly, sexy, Motown kind of stuff. And that whole album is phenomenal.
He's not my go-to artist or anything, but I love Beck. And you played the lead track of Guero there, I think, which is a great album. Yeah,
that's a great album too.
Yeah, he did one song. There's one album of his. It was like after his model girlfriend broke off them or something like that. It's one of the most depressing albums. It's a good album, but it is sad as hell. What the hell was it called?
Might have to. Was it Mutations?
No. I'm trying to look it up. And Todd, if you'd played the whole thing of Loser, I bet you for sure he would have known. Or he'd recognize Loser. I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me? That was huge. Yeah.
Yeah. That one I remember.
Yeah. No, Beck is ultra talented.
Yeah, so there's the infamous story about Beck when he was nominated for a Grammy was it for Odelay maybe? I can't remember, but he was up against Beyonce, right? So it shows, I can't remember what song it was, two turntables and a microphone.
Yeah.
That song. So it said, I can't remember the name of that song is. I always call it two turntables and a microphone.
Where it's at. Where
Where
it's
it's
at,
at.
it's called, right?
So it
Yeah.
said, yeah. So maybe it was that song. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter. So it said where it's at. Songwriters Beck.
Yep.
That's it. And then it said Beyonce, all the pretty ladies or whatever that one's called.
Yeah.
And then there was like 30, like
Yeah.
I don't know, 20 names, 30 names listed, written by 20, 30 people.
Yeah.
And Beyonce just happens to be one of them.
Such bullshit.
So they went
Songwriting by
against-
committee.
Yeah.
The committee rating.
Yeah. And
To
that's
be-
what pop is like now.
Yeah. No, that's totally what it is now. It's like algorithm. And I don't know how much you know about recording, Heath, like if you've ever stepped behind a recording, like in a recording studio and you've got all the tracks in front of you. But I have a program that I bought and here's literally what it is. I need a drum. You grab the style of music you want. I want techno, I want metal, I want blah, blah, blah. You grab your beat.
Yeah.
I want 8 bars. And then I want a chorus beat, 8 bars, 8 bars, 8 bars. And then you said, I want a bass line. You grab the bass line, you drag it up. I like the way this one sounds. I want it one key higher. I want a key lower, or I want to slow it down. You're literally grabbing samples and just dumping a bunch of samples. And then there's a song. That's how it's done nowadays.
Yeah.
So it's not someone actually writing a riff and playing the riff. It's just dropping samples.
Like, I mean, I hate to be the old man, but I just don't, it's not the same, you know? It's, I don't respect it as much. I mean, I know there's creative people that can do that stuff. And there's like, DJs or producers or whatever that are artistic in their own right.
Yeah.
But I just can't see the merit of it compared to like an Eddie Van Halen or something, like I just, or Paul McCartney or whoever. Yeah, that the Beck album that is like the most depressing damn thing. It's a great album, but you have to be in a mood to listen to it. Don't listen if you're bummed out.
Did you find it? Sea of Change. Okay, yeah, I see it here.
Yeah, Sea Change is a great album, man. But oh my god, it's the most bummer of an album. And so then he goes from the funky stuff. He started off with sort of hip hop. He's just all over the place. He's great at, so much of what he does.
He's phenomenal. Okay, do you want to do another one?
Sure. One more thing about Beck.
Beck.
When David Lee Roth and Van Halen got back together in '96 for all of 2 seconds when they did Me Why Magic and stuff like that.
Yes.
That's Beck was involved with that because they got on stage at the MTV Awards to present an award to Beck. And Eddie Van Halen was so pissed off at David Lee Roth because he was acting like a jagoff, and it was all about celebrating Beck. But Roth was like, celebrating himself. And so Eddie and Alice got pissed off at him. And yeah, that's led to hastened their breakup or their reunion that never was.
Yeah.
So I forgot to ask the question, pass or go on that Beck song.
Oh, I guess I would go. We did go, right? Because then we wound up talking about it. Like we didn't pass. We said go. Like so.
It's a good song. That whole album's great. But was that a go?
That was a go. I would say that was a go. Yeah, I like the lyrics were pretty cool.
It's called Deborah because that's the name of the girl's sister.
Oh.
I want to get with you and your sister. I think her name is Deborah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do another a pass or go because I don't know. This is
It's a fun game.
I like this, and because I know a lot of eclectic music, that's just the way my brain's wired. Most people don't know half the stuff I like. Okay, so pass or go. Wait, sort by. Here we go. Okay. This, when I heard this for the first time, I had no idea it was the band. Like when I saw who the band was, I was like, this is them? Very, very shocked. Very, very shocked.
Okay.
So you ready for this one?
Ready.
And you get extra points if you guess what it is, and the points get you rice-a-roni or something. I don't know. Something, I don't know. Okay, here we go.
Scorpions, right?
Todd,
Yeah,
did you
but-
identify that as Scorpions?
No, but as soon as you said it, yeah, that's what the voice sounds like.
Like old Scorpions, like with Uli John Roth Scorpions or
think
something like that.
this- I'm very curious to the year. This is either early 70s or late 60s. Like it's really old. I think it's probably early 70s. But this is way before Rock You Like a Hurricane in the 80s. This is when they were a 70s band.
But that is Scorpions, though, right?
That is Scorpions.
Oh,
Let's listen to a couple more minutes here.
Your glory's gone, you're getting old. But your life is rock and roll. That crazy rock and roll band is spinning in your head. Each generation make the songs. Here's the first follow the charts. And they are top of the bill.
A little
Mm.
different style than 80s Scorpions, right?
Oh, way different. Yeah.
when he sang rock and roll, you can tell it was him. Rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
He's got that specific sound to his voice. Yeah.
You guys are Trailer Park Boys, right? Did you see the one where Sebastian Bach is on? And at one point they're sitting around the fire, and Sebastian Bach does his Klaus Meine impression, and he goes, what does he say? Hello, Calgary, or hello, Hamilton, or whatever. Hello, Hamilton. We are from Germany. We are Scorpions. Rock you like a hurricane.
I probably did see that one.
Oh,
So funny. But
that was so good.
that's so okay. I guess Scorpions. Does that mean I get points, or I'd have to get the
Yeah.
exact song?
No,
to-
you got it's identifying the band, so you get points for that.
It's
I don't know,
gotta
you
be-
get something for it.
There's this old Scorpion song that I came across, and it's like now my second favorite Scorpion song ever. It's called
Is it
Sales
old?
of it's called Sales of Sharon.
Oh
and
yeah, I know
it's-
the one.
It's back when Uli John Roth was with him, I
Yeah.
think. And it's awesome, man. And I think this must be from the same kind of time period.
Yes. So, Todd, are you familiar with like pre-80s Scorpions at all?
No.
So so the reason I know this song and the reason I did this deep dive is I found this cassette, and I think it was up the road at the go-kart racing place, Todd, where I bought my Kiss Dynasty album. They
Yeah.
had a cassette of Scorpions' greatest hits, pre-80s. So it was all their 70s hits. So no songs you've ever heard before. And I listened to it, like I got it 99 cents, or maybe it was 50 cents. I don't know. They're like, nobody gives a shit. They want Rock You Like a Hurricane and all the current stuff, right? So I picked it up because Scorpions. I like Rock You Like a Hurricane. I picked it up as like, this doesn't sound like Scorpions at all. And I'm like, is this even the Scorpions? But all of it had that European metal flair to it. Like some of the maybe the picks of like the chords they're playing or the riffs they're playing, they're not American at all. But it was kind of cool. Like it was, and honestly, after hearing that, like I like the 80s Scorpions is fine. It's good. There's a lot of good stuff. But man, I can't. The old stuff is so much better.
Yeah, I want to explore that rabbit hole more myself. Like, I'm curious if this is the Uli John Roth time or if it's like Michael Schenker, because I know he was part of it for a while too.
I'm looking it up.
What's the name of the song?
Top of the Bill.
Top of the Bill?
Yep, that's the name of the song.
Huh.
I know we used to have an 8-track in the car, and we were looking for tape. So we went to of course, the only place we went to was when we went to go get gas at the gas station. Right at the till, they would have your 8-track tapes, and they would have we'd get Dolly Parton, the Beach Boys, I think the Doobie Brothers, and there was one. I can't remember it was a Dolly or the Beach Boys. It wasn't them.
That's all right.
Sounds of. So you get to listen to someone else doing the Beach Boys that weren't the Beach Boys.
Oh, really?
You know that until after you bought it.
Yeah.
Generic
That
Beach
is,
Boys.
that is Yuli John Roth, by the way.
It is, eh?
This like a well-known version of this is on Tokyo Tapes 1978,
Ah.
but this
See,
is older than that.
I need to explore those albums more.
1975.
Hmm.
Yeah, that whole greatest hits from back then was phenomenal. I still have the cassette up in my cassette collection. It's like I don't listen to 80s Scorpions at all. I just go listen to that greatest hits. It's just
My
awesome.
son, weirdly enough, my son is on a Scorpions kick. I think because kids discover stuff through TikTok or whatever. Like
Yeah.
oh, no, there's some show he watches and somebody was listening to a Scorpions song. So he got into the Scorpions now and he loves like 80s Scorpions. But so I was playing him some old stuff and like Todd, listen to Sales of Sharon, Todd, because it's
I
so.
can put it on right now.
Oh, it's killer.
Okay,
That
yeah.
riff.
Sales.
I think the first 30 seconds of that is like a bunch of weird bullshit. You maybe.
Atmospheric music.
Yeah, kind of. I think so.
Here, I'll skip ahead a bit.
Yeah, once that riff comes in, yeah.
This is 1977. Nice. So this has more to do with Iron Maiden and Judas Priest and all those European metal bands than it did Rock You Like a Hurt or Winds of Change or Still Loving You.
Oh yeah.
Like, not that those songs are bad, but they're like two different bands. And obviously Yuli John Roth had a huge impact on the sound, on what they sound like. And he was obviously probably writing the songs, right? What's your
I think he wrote that whole song too. I think maybe, yeah.
Okay.
This whole it's very pure sounding. It's like, this is rock. Here's the guitar. Here's your amp.
Yeah.
You don't have to dust it, with reverbs and delays and all this other stuff. Let's just take the instrument and layer it. So, he's playing one thing in one ear, something in another ear. All of a sudden, there's another layer that shows up, and then something else that shows up, and it's all big. I mean, trying to perform that live would probably be hell back in the technology of back
This
then.
would have been fun to watch, though, right?
Oh yeah,
because you can actually watch the music, watch all the musicians. It's not like nowadays where you're focused on Taylor Swift in the middle of the stage and everything else is just, no, you actually want to watch the guitar player play at the beginning here. And I'm sure Klaus is stepping back. This isn't my spot. This is Yuli's spot. Yuli, play your thing. Everyone's watching Yuli, right? And then everyone has their centerpiece moments in a band. In the 70s, that's what it was. Everybody had their centerpiece moments.
Yeah.
until Michael McDonald joins fucking Doobie Brothers, and then it's the Michael McDonald show. But whatever.
But the
But yeah, it's a different band, right? Like
Yeah.
in the 80s, the Scorpions suddenly, and I love them, but it was either really hard on sleeve, romantic sort of ballads, or else, tits and ass, rocky like a hurricane type stuff. That's what they sang about. This is more like something like Ronnie James Dio would have sang in
Yeah.
Rainbow or something, right?
Hell
'Cause
yeah.
Sails of Charon, the mythology, if they're going down the river Styx or whatever the hell they're
Yeah.
doing. I don't know, but it's a
He's
very,
the boatman.
yeah, like they Scorpions never would do that in the 80s. That's totally
Mhm.
not foreign to them now.
But they had to have a reinvention, right, to stay current,
Yeah.
because they're a band that's at least 10 years old. Just like Kiss.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, well, shit, we're not doing the makeup anymore. Just like anyone, like Ozzy going into the 80s, he took on some glam, aspects. Like he teased his hair like B. Arthur from Golden Girls.
Yeah, did he ever?
But I mean, that's what you had to do to survive, right? So, they changed their sound, and hey, I mean, they're one of the biggest bands globally still
Yeah.
to this day
Yeah.
because of what happened in the 80s, and they probably would have never achieved that if they didn't, do that stuff. That Winds of Change is one of the biggest songs of all time. Like, it's probably top 10
Huge.
because it's a global phenomenon, right? So I like
Yeah.
this, man. This Todd, yeah.
Yeah, well, like I said, it was very layered, but it was very pure. Like, it wasn't drowning in. I mean, winds of change. Like, as the studios progress in the way that they mix, they try to make the studio to make it sound live. They try to make it sound more spacious, and then when they're doing a song or a ballad, and they're holding a note, like it's just like the I don't know, the clouds open up and the gods start singing. Like, it's just the way that they try and get the music to sound. This is like a whole different ball of wax. It's, like I said, this is like, here's a Marshall, here's a Les Paul,
No.
give her, that's your sound, and that's it. And just use your fingers, and that's
Just great musicians playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
The
hiding
groove
behind
is so
anything.
cool, and Uli John Roth is like
great drummer.
insane. Yeah, I think that's Herman Rarebell too. I think he was already
I
in the
think so,
band
yeah.
at that point.
I
Yeah.
believe so, yeah. Yeah, that's good stuff. I want to do 10 more of these. However, it's 9 o'clock here. I got to go kiss my kids goodnight. I missed it last night because everything ran late. But where can we find you, Heath? What's your-
I guess I have this little podcast these days called School of Hip. I will promote that. It's a
man.
tragically hip podcast. And other than that, I appear on some of these. I'm on season 1 of Rock Court in the Boneless Podcasting Network. I am in a documentary right now, Sings in the Ring. I think Gama Singh actually had gone through did his time in Atlantic Grand Prix at different points.
Yep.
So that's on Crave. I have a book, Pain and Passion: The History of Stampede Wrestling. That's my stuff.
Now, I have a question because because I'm anti-AI, I'm using it all the time. I ran an AI search on Heath McCoy, and
Yeah.
it told me all about Heath Ledger for some reason.
Damn you, AI.
So I had to say, no, not that Heath, the other one. And what did it find here? It said that you wrote something else.
Yeah, a book about Chris Benoit.
How come I haven't? This was the first time I heard about it.
Well, it's because it was a co-write. Like, there's me and about 5 other writers in it, and it's an impossibly long title. And
Okay.
it's a weird book. I'm proud of what I wrote in it, and it's a cool book it's really for kind of hardcore wrestling nerds, right? Because they get into
Okay.
some of the it's whereas Pain and Passion was more of like this story that I hope could appeal to anybody. And my chapter of the Benoit books part is kind of story, but some of it really gets into the kind of wrestling minutia of stuff. That's that one I would be more for like hardcore wrestling fans, I would think.
Cool.
I took all my wrestling books out and I was going to show you what I had, and I have no idea where I put them. I have the Bret Hart one. I've got the Stu Hart one. I've got the signed by the author. I've got the one on Roddy Piper.
Nice.
Oh, that's a great book. And I like I said, I want to get a copy of yours because I have it digital. I have it digital,
Yeah.
but I like a bookshelf. I really like having
I
books
like a
in the
bookshelf too.
and then you kind of go through and like, oh God, that was so good. I want to read it again. If it's
Well,
digital, it's not the same, but I
I
wanted to
would
read
be
your book.
I would be proud. Thank you for buying it and doing it digitally and stuff. But I would love to. I would be proud to sign your book if you had a copy that you could put on your
Oh
shelf.
yeah,
You know, we're not that far. We should actually figure out a way. And it's not like our American friends that we're
no.
weird and we don't want to. Well, not we're not
Well,
weird.
I
We don't
wanted
want to
to
go to
do the
America right now. We should
I
like
wanted to do the
get together.
Saskatoon thing, but the timing of the Saskatoon trip was was during Christmas break
Yeah,
where I'm with the kids, and it was like
yeah.
I even looked at like, you know what, I could fly out, stay out
And get
there.
divorced.
Well, yeah, it's like I've got 3 days off for Christmas. See you later. But
Yeah.
I even priced it out and was like, stupid, $1,100 for a flight to
See,
Saskatoon. It's
that's
like,
not cool. That's
but
not
then
right.
but then if I flew out on the Monday, it was like $300.
Yeah.
But because it was like the
Right.
27th, I think is what it was. It was like it was ridiculous. So then I thought, well, I could drive, but we have one good winter car and we have one beater car. Like that's a Canadian thing, and they call them beaters, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I had one
Yeah.
beater car, and I'm like, oh, I could take the beater car. And Sylvia's like, there's no way you're taking that car, and there's no way you're leaving me with the beater car in the middle of the winter, and I've got both kids.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, do you want to go to
Well,
Saskatoon? She goes, absolutely not.
between the three of us and Corey and Kevin, they're in Saskatoon. You guys are Winnipeg. I'm in Calgary.
Yeah.
I'd be Saskatoon. My parents are there, so I go there fairly regularly.
Oh, we'll just go to
Anyways,
Corey's house.
Winnipeg's
We'll stay in
cool.
Weyburn.
Yeah, Calgary is a fun place at
I haven't been to
times.
Calgary in a while.
Other than all the separatist idiots, but anyways, I digress.
Oh yeah, yeah. So
But there's not that many. They are the
they're loud.
vast minority. Yeah,
They're just loud.
Yeah. So
But yeah, no, like yeah, and I think you travel a bit too. Like you travel well more than I do because your kids are older. But yeah, if you're ever this way, like we'll definitely make something happen. Um, yeah, like for sure.
yeah, I think we should. It's pretty easy for us to get together. So, or we could all go to a third location, or another location, like guys, Victoria, man. Victoria in May is an amazing place to be. I was there a couple of years ago. An old friend of mine has been in Asia forever, and we met up in Victoria, and we had the best time tearing up Victoria in like
Yeah, I haven't
May
done the
or
island
April or
yet.
whatever.
That's
Yeah,
that's on my list. I've never been to Saskatchewan either. Believe it
really?
or not, I've been to Alberta, places in Alberta, places in BC,
Yeah.
but Saskatoon I haven't done. Sorry, I haven't done Saskatchewan. Period,
Oh
and I
wow.
haven't done Newfoundland Labrador yet. Those are the
Mm.
two places I'm missing out.
We should make
What
it
about you?
happen.
It'd be fun, and probably tie one on or tie two on or whatever.
I
I'm
would be up
sure.
for that.
Yeah, awesome. And
Thank you for having me on, guys.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was so much fun.
this
I hope I didn't talk too long and blab too long about wrestling and whatever else,
see
but it was fun. It was a fun chat.
that's the thing about us. It's like, no, you got something to say, you say it. We're not okay. Well, hang on. In 5 minutes, we gotta switch to this, and then 10 minutes like we don't. It's like this. It's conversation. It's not anything else.
Yeah. And as you can see, we always bounce from one thing to another halfway through a conversation. So we don't
Yeah.
usually stick to a straight line. So
Super fun. That's what I like about your guys' podcast, actually. You're just like all over the map in terms of the cool things you talk about, like comics, wrestling, music. It's just, and
And we'll do it.
mostly stuff I really dig too. So yeah, I like
We'll
it.
do
Yeah.
it. We'll do a comic one. Yeah, I know Todd doesn't like doing the comic book stuff too much, but we can have you on to do comic books too because I've got a lot of comic book questions to ask you. So
Cool. I
yeah.
interviewed a lot of cool guys back in the day. Neil Adams, Stan Lee, John Byrne, Chris
Oh
Claremont.
God.
In my days in the
Oh my
newspapers, I
God.
got to talk to all those dudes. So it was
I
awesome.
would love to pick your brain on John Byrne.
Alan Moore. I interviewed Alan Moore.
Yeah. Jeez. Wow.
Yeah.
Todd, would you be willing to talk about that kind of stuff?
sure, I'll come on and listen to that. Sure. I won't be able to talk much on it because I don't really know.
But we can
But-
give points of reference as we go. I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, anyway, that was great. I'm going to hit stop on all the
All right,
devices.
guys. Thank you. That was so fun.